The prequel for Dead Rising 2 is out now on Xbox Live Arcade. But first, let's address this right off the bat. Some of you out there are saying that this is just a glorified demo. Just a way for Capcom to get us to pay for a demo.
Come on, let me hear you say it, just one.
You're wrong!
Wrong!
Now, I was suspicious of this too. Capcom is the king of BS DLC. But after playing through it multiple times, I can tell you that it's not. And trust me, nobody would be more upset than I if we had to start paying for our demos. But what this is a prequel, which means it's a complete story separate from the main game. What you earn here even carries over into the main game. Chuck Green and his daughter Katie have barely escaped the Las Vegas outbreak. The virus from the first game is spreading. They make a stop in Stillwater for some gas, and that's when Chuck has his truck stolen, stranding them there.
Hey! That's my truck! Stop! Son of a bitch!
Unfortunately, this town too has become overrun with zombies, and they're spilling out from a military checkpoint that was overrun. Your goal is to kill a crap ton of zombies, to rescue a bunch of survivors, and to find a lot of different parts for a motorcycle so that you can get you and your daughter out before time runs out. And the timer is set because the military is coming to cleanse the area. You know, one thing that's not immediately clear in games like Dead Rising 2, and here in Dead Rising Case Zero is the fact that you have to play through the game multiple times. That's why in this game there's an option to restart the story from any point where you get to still keep your stuff, but it just restarts the story only. You see, if you rush through the game, you could probably get through it in maybe 2 hours. But there is just no way in hell that you have enough time to get the Zombrex for Katie, gather all 8 unique combo weapons, 5 bike parts, and find and talk to every one of the survivors and get them to safety. And you damn well better save my family, the Vargases. So to fully experience this game, you have to play through it multiple times, taking that 2-hour game time to 4 or even 6. Hell, I ended up spending more time and fun playing Case Zero than I did all of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. And it's only $5, whereas Kane and Lynch 2 is $60 for just 4 hours. This game is an excellent value, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Just do the math. A demo is a piece of the main game, not a separate side story like this is. And as long as these prequels do not replace normal demos, effectively finding a sinister way to charge us, then I'm cool with it. But you could bet your ass that I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Now, if you didn't like the original Dead Rising, Case Zero is gonna do very little to change your mind. And it's tough because you can blow through a game like this and never experience some of the things in the game, making it a lesser game for you than for somebody else who saw more. The original Dead Rising isn't one of my favorite zombie games, but if you stick with it here, it can be rewarding. There's still that annoying time limit. There's still difficulty positioning your guy right so that he can close doors before zombies come in. The whole having to restart the story over and over sometimes gets to me. And they wouldn't have to do this if that damn time limit wasn't in there. But that's just the way that they designed the Dead Rising games. It's always been that way. It's just not my personal preference. However, I had more motivation this time around to do all that because I wanted to keep my daughter Katie alive instead of just snapping stupid ass pictures with Frank West. And then in giving this game a chance, that's when I discovered how much fun combining weapons and slaughtering zombies in creative ways actually is. Take a look. This DLC download is worth every penny. It is a great value. Buy it now. I want to show these people out there that this is what we want. This is how you price content on Xbox Live, to move, to go, to be bought by all of us, to enjoy. This is the price point we want and demand more of. The game does straddle the line between a DLC prequel and whether this actual content should have been included on the disc in the first place, but for those who are complaining that it is a glorified demo that we're being forced to pay for are just whining and they're not paying attention. Because as with any Xbox Live game, you can download a trial, and that trial of Case Zero serves every bit as good as an actual demo for Dead Rising 2. It gives you a taste of what's in the full game. But so help me, Capcom, you are walking a thin line here, and I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Don't fuck with me! Great job on this one though, and that's why my final verdict is an 8 out of 10. A game that I order you to buy. It totally earns our badass seal of approval. Download it! And I cannot wait for the main game, which is gonna have even more combo weapons, creative zombie kills, competitive multiplayer for the first time, and something I have been asking for ever since the original game. Online cooperative throughout the entire single player campaign. I cannot wait. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. And I got my eye on you, Capcom. I'm watching.
Come on, let me hear you say it just once.
You're insane.
No! No, the other thing.
Don't fuck with me!